Today we are going to be finally reviewing this Ohuhu packet that I received while I was doing my room reno, which took up all my time. And I'm thinking maybe that we should go through this together and do a little review and play around with the new Copic alternative that we have right here. They have been given really good reviews from proper artists, so I would like to give my personal opinion on them. So many beautiful colors. We will be trying out every single one of them. Right off the bat, we have this super nifty little baggie. I'm always keen to receive a little thingy to put thingies into, and it's also nice that this particular thingy has a little handle that you can hold on to. I know we're not really reviewing the case that the pens came in, but just to point out, the zip is really fine. I thought it would be one of those yahi zips that kind of break as soon as you try open it, but it's a pretty average zip. Okay, so now for the contents of the bag. I bought the 48-piece Honolulu series, which came with this little piece of plastic that you put behind your paper if you're afraid that your inks are going to bleed through on the page. It was a really cool feeling kind of plastic. I thought it would be like a flat plastic, but it turned out to be a little bit more like a velvety feeling. Maybe the textures help it not move around while you're working on the other side. And then we have our little swatches. These are really tiny swatches. I was surprised to see how small they were, and you'll see me struggle to keep within the designated box space while I swatch these. Here we're just checking out all of the different pens I have. I wanted to group them so that they look a little bit more easier to find. So my greens and pinks and oranges and blues, all of that I tried to keep together. And then we kind of just headed into the swatching phase. Thanks for watching and please enjoy.
Short of confidence, my hands begin to shake. I thought I knew you, but I barely knew your name.
I just want to stop for a minute before we continue swatching and point out one of the things that a lot of people were saying in their reviews was how the caps don't match up with the insides, the actual ink that you get. So that can be quite confusing and frustrating for artists if they're looking for their dark brown color or raw umber and they can't find it because the cap is a little bit deceiving. I can see how that can be frustrating.
Porcelain stuck to your teeth, you got everything, and I can't believe how I've been let down again and again and again.
Just quick side note, if you are someone who finds it really frustrating watching someone color in outside of the lines, then I suggest you kind of skip over this part because I seem to be unable to color within this little box that they gave me. I am also a little bit frustrated at the fact that the only box that I managed to color in perfectly is the color that I don't like. This pink, blech, it's just so pink. Okay, back to swatching.
Yes, you're really good at saying what you mean. Suppress my feelings, 'cause I know what's best for me. Feel short of confidence, my hands begin to shake.
So I think the best way to put these markers to the test is to do an illustration with them. So you'll see I've got 3 characters here, or it's the same character in 3 different poses that I sketched out beforehand. And I I'm planning on using her. Her name is Ethel. I'm planning on doing a whole story with her, like a picture book, but I don't think it's for kids. It's gonna have some intense themes, and that's why you see her crying over here. So we're going to try these markers out on her. I don't think this paper is necessarily made for alcohol markers, but I don't think it's going to be damaging to the nibs because it's quite a smooth grit. It doesn't have a lot of texture to it, which is good. Yeah, okay, so let's jump into it. When I started my illustration, I felt the need to have my swatches close at hand. They're almost like a help me find my stuff guide. It's like an easier way to kind of connect the dots between the cases of the pens and the contents. I don't generally use swatches while I'm working, but because I needed them to find the specific colors I wanted, they became kind of useful as a way to check to see which colors would work nicely with the combinations that I was planning on using. So that was a cool something that I learned along the way. These markers have a rounded case, so they're really comfy to hold. I didn't find myself becoming aware of latching onto this plastic thing for too long, and I spent a good amount of time holding on to them. So it's maybe it's ergonomic, who knows, but it's very comfy. That's one thing I can say for sure. You guys see me using some paint in this marker review, and I know it's kind of sacrilegious to say you're reviewing a specific medium and then you kind of mix it up. I'm really sorry, but I'm unfortunately a mixed media artist and I just couldn't help myself, and I needed to use some different mediums to get the effect that I was going for. But overall, my experience of these Honolulu Ohuhu markers have been extremely positive. And I've done a little bit of Googling, and it seems like they're starting to bring out refills for these cases, which is obviously amazing. You can find them on the official Ohuhu site, but unfortunately these are not available for South Africans just yet, and you can't buy them as individuals. Despite the accessibility problem, I would still say this is a treasure and would definitely recommend them to others. Thanks for listening to my opinions. Hope to see you in the next one.